Hey babes, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. My name is Nikki, for those of you who are new here. If you guys will just go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below if you want to join the fam. Just shameless plug. But today we're going to be testing out the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. So there's been a lot of videos testing this out. I actually haven't seen any. I've purposely been avoiding them just to kind of like have a completely unbiased opinion of it. Because I really like the e.l.f. one as is, like the matte one, and I'm not the biggest fan of hydrating concealers. So I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, but you guys, you need to see this. Let's go ahead and get into the video so that you guys can see how I applied it. How I also have it on my eyes as like a makeup primer and to clean up my brows. Obviously I have it on my face. And yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into this concealer today. So I'm personally not like the biggest fan of hydrating stuff, but I think that this would look great like all over the face and as a touch-up concealer, and just I think it'd be really great for like everyday makeup. I do have two shades of this, so I will pick I think the lighter shade, which is medium peach. They do have the same like coordinating colors, so this is medium peach and this is medium peach. So this is what they look like, and for some reason they look different. Maybe it's just the packaging, but we'll see. I do have two shades. And basically I'm going to go about like my regular, you know, like situation when it comes to like my base, my primers and stuff like that. And instead of using another concealer, I'm going to use this bad boy, and hopefully it works out for me and looks really great. I love the fact that they have the packaging really simple, and the only thing that they changed was the lid and the writing. So the writing on this one is white, and it says Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish. And it's their hydrating one, and the other one, this one is a matte one. So it doesn't claim to be 16 hours anymore. So the other one is like 16 hours because it's matte and it lasts that long. But this one does have the same oversized doe applicator, and it says also claims to be full coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into like my skincare and stuff, and I will jump back into it with you guys when I get to my concealing area. The primers that I used was the Wet n Wild face primer. This is like their basic photo focus face primer, like nothing fancy about it. I'm trying to finish this up, so I use that all over my face, and then I use the regular Wet n Wild. This is not Wet n Wild. Sorry, the e.l.f. Universal Sheer shade of the Poreless Putty primer, which is like their original one. Now they have more, so. I am going to use the Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. This is a matte foundation, and it is in the shade F7. But I think I want to try this first and see how it looks so that you guys can kind of like see what it looks like on my skin. So I have this one in the shade Medium Peach. I think this is actually a really good shade. I don't want to use the darker shade if I don't have to, but like that looks really full coverage and looks really nice. So I'm going to apply some, looks a little more sheer here, less product. I never do this first, but I thought this way you guys can kind of see what it looks like. I am also using the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. I do have combination skin, but my nose gets pretty oily, so I generally avoid like my nose area when I use hydrating products. That looks good. I still think that the matte one has more full coverage, but also normally I apply it like directly under foundation, so maybe that's why I've never really done my makeup in this way. But it is looking really good. Like, I want you guys to see how it covers blemishes in case you want to use it for spot concealing. I mean, I have obviously very little product on my sponge right now, plus I like just washed my sponge, so in that regard it's like very clean and has like nothing on it, and I think it is absorbing a lot of the product. Yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the Conceal and Define foundation. So I feel like the shade F7 and the shade Medium Peach and the concealer are like pretty much the same color. So this is not going to do much brightening, but I think that this foundation does oxidize a little bit on me. So I'm like so afraid to get it on my white jacket. If you guys are new to my channel, I am a full coverage kind of girl, so that is my vibe. You're not really going to get a lot of like minimalistic makeup looks from me, but I try to do them every now and then. So I'm going to go back in with the concealer just to kind of get some more coverage here. I felt like I didn't have a lot of coverage in my under eye area. So it does feel really nice, but it doesn't feel super hydrating, like greasy or anything. which is very good. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Fair Light. This is just a really good powder, no complaints. You can see that this definitely, like down here, this is very matte, but the concealer brings back this like luminosity. So I like to apply a lot of powder. I am kind of like, I don't leave it on for long, but I do get really oily, so I like to make sure I have enough powder. Okay, so far so good. This didn't sit on my skin very long. I don't typically like to do that. I'm going to go with my Better Skin powder from Maybelline and just kind of like finish setting everything. I find that sometimes my under eyes get pretty dry, and that's kind of what intrigued me about this concealer, was that it is hydrating, so maybe like my powders and stuff won't look so dry if I use a hydrating concealer. That was kind of the plan as to why I got it, because I always kind of gear myself towards matte products. Like I said, I didn't bake for long, but even now I don't really think that my under eye looks dry. I mean, it might look powdery because it's not set and everything yet, you know, but normally I find that when I use like concealer and powder and stuff, sometimes it can get really dry and I have to like go in with a ton of setting spray to like make it look even like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm pretty much almost done with my makeup, but I realized that there was one more thing that I do use concealer for, and that is like as a primer and to carve out my eyebrows. So I'm saving this concealer to do that with, just because I'm curious to see how it works for that as well, in case you guys do that as well. I get asked about my lip combos all the time, so I'm wearing BFF2 from ColourPop and MAC Velvet Teddy lipstick over top. They're both like pinky mauve colors, so I thought they would look really good together. Zooming you guys in a little bit, I don't have very much coverage on my eyes right now. Basically all I've done is I took this little Real Techniques brush. This is their Deluxe Crease brush. I got it in a set. And basically I like went back and forth to kind of like clean up the harsh line that was here, but you can still see like that area looks very pale and like it's like missing color, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna take my Ulta Beauty flat concealer brush and a little bit of the e.l.f. hydrating concealer. I think this color is really working nicely for my skin, and I'm just gonna use it to clean up under my brows. Okay, so that looks good so far, and now I'm just kind of like dispersing the rest of the product. I used very little because I don't need much to clean up my eyebrows most of the time. But now what I'm going to do is taking like the tiniest bit, and I'm going to take this Deluxe Crease brush and just kind of like add some color and blend this around my lid, because I think it looks good. I think it looks really good. The color's nice. I think this is like a really great color for me for a base. Again, this is the color Medium Peach. So it looks really good to cover up like the little hairs under my brows. I'm just like a little shook at how good it looks. So I'm gonna do the other eye off camera real quick and clean it up, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is what the makeup is looking like. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed. Obviously I haven't worn it very long. I literally just put it on. It is 1:30 right now in the afternoon, and I just think my under eyes look really good. I feel like this is not as full coverage as the other one. I think it's a great everyday concealer from like my initial thoughts so far, but it looks really good. And on top of that, my under eyes look really smooth, and I find that sometimes with other concealers, if they're really matte, if I don't moisturize sufficiently enough, I get a little bit of like cracky, cakey lookingness under here, and because this is a hydrating concealer, I think that completely avoids that. So looks really good so far. Hopefully it stays looking this way. I will update you guys in a little while, and then right when I get home as well, because I am going to go to school today, so we'll see. I think it looks really good, honestly. Pretty impressed so far. So as long as it doesn't look terrible by the end of the night, I'm pretty sold on it. I really like it. I like this shade. Again, it's Medium Peach. So I will catch up with you guys in a minute. Okay guys, so I'm back. It is almost 3 o'clock. It's like 2:55. So I wanted to do a quick check-in just because it's only been like a little bit of time, but I'm about to go to class. My class starts at 3:30, and my makeup looks the same. I actually even ate and my lipstick is still on. There's not any creasing. There's like a little speck of mascara here. But like really for the most part, it looks exactly like I just did it. So I did want to just check in to show you guys, like, look here at like a few hours, it is still perfectly fine. And then I will show you guys again after class. But yeah, it looks the same, and it feels really good. Honestly, I'm very impressed with the way that my under eyes look. I just don't think they have looked this good in a really long time. And I don't know if it's just the concealer or what, but like, it looks really good. So I'm pretty impressed. I will check back in with you guys in a little while. Okay guys, I'm back and it is 8:48. So honestly, my makeup still looks really good. I do have like just like regular creasing and wear from my makeup, but I will say that my nose, where I did apply the concealer, is more oily than I think it normally is. So just after a little while, it's not terrible, like it's doable. Especially, I could have touched it up. I didn't specifically to show you guys what it looks like if you have oily skin. So my under eyes still look really good. I think I really like it for my under eyes. There's no creasing really on my eyelids, and there's just a little bit of a grease ball on my nose, but that's normal. So overall, I think it's a really good product. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything less from e.l.f. after they came out with such a great matte concealer. I think this is a concealer that is hydrating enough for people with like combination skin to wear, and people with dry skin obviously, but it's not like super hydrating. I don't think it's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna look super greasy right away or anything. So I think that is one of the good things about this concealer. I think it kind of like has a more like of a satin finish, and obviously, like, I'm the kind of person that would set it. I don't think this is the kind of concealer that you can get away without setting personally, unless you have super dry skin and that's like something you're into. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of like wrap this up and show you guys my like final face after a day of wearing it. I also did notice that I'm a little bit oily right here, which normally doesn't happen to me, and I just attribute it to the concealer. But I think it's a really great everyday concealer, and I actually think that for me it'd be the kind of concealer that I would like apply to the areas of my face that aren't normally oily, which is like anywhere but my nose, as like an everyday concealer, something that I can like use to cover blemishes and stuff and still look really natural. So I'm pretty impressed so far. I think it's a really good concealer. Again, I have the shade of medium peach. I'm gonna return the other shade because I don't need any more concealer that is not my shade. So yeah, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know if you like this video, and I will see you all in my next video.